Hello and welcome to another episode of Trucker Overhaul. Today we're going to be doing some recapping and try to just touch bases on what we already went over. We previously talked about defensive driving and turning down the RPMs on the truck. So this is, one of those recapping episodes that we're going to go over. And we're just going to touch base and try to get a clear understanding on what I mean when I say about defensive driving and turning down your RPMs on your trucks. So let's start with defensive driving. So defensive driving is really one of them things where you're trying to anticipate other people's reaction and try to avoid accidents as much as possible. I know a lot of people out there, they NASCAR drivers now. Everything is in a rush. They got to hurry up and get there. They don't need nobody slowing them down. So, you know, we're going to try to bring awareness to the situation and try to make sure people understand the best ways to do defensive driving. So, defensive driving, what you're mostly doing is you really just, watching for other people. I guess you would say navigation because, don't want to be in the far left lane and need to take that exit coming up, and they'll just jump multiple lanes, and that's how accidents happen. So just being alert and watching for other people, it's very important nowadays, especially with the kind of drivers that we have now. Seeing like everybody just can't wait. One of the things they used to teach us in truck driving school is no matter how fast you go, by the time you get to the exit that the vehicle passed you, about 15 minutes later, you'll be pulling up and they'll be sitting at a red light. So I know mostly everybody done witnessed this, and you ask yourself, like, okay, what was the whole purpose of you speeding? Well, defensive driving help you relieve a lot of stress, keep your anxiety down, and try not to have you, panicking. In certain situations where they got people that literally, don't care if they get in an accident. They jump in front of vehicles, slam on brakes, and pay no mind to them. They just keep on going. So it's, I guess you could say it's funny in a way because sometimes you have to laugh at people just to keep from, you know, getting stressed out about it because you just never know. You just never know what you're gonna run into when you're on the road. Like I said in the last previous episodes, um, over 90% of road accidents are caused by human errors. So when a state trooper arrived on the scene, he already anticipating that it was a human error. You know, a human, someone caused an accident. It wasn't no mechanical problems, no road conditions. It was just simply someone being impatient and just can't wait their turn. I give you an example. Um, I was in Iowa and I was heading on I-80 and they had a construction zone, but they had an on ramp, so it only had one lane. So instead of the guy waiting for his turn to merge into the lane, he started trying to force his way in front of a truck. And I guess he didn't he forgot about that he had a trailer on back of him, and he hit the front of my truck. So I, started flashing the high beams, trying to alert him, like, hey. Well, actually, he already knew that he hit my truck because he stuck his hand out the window, like, okay, you know, I don't know, like I did something wrong. But when Iowa State troopers came out there, he told him that, hey, it wasn't the driver's job to let you in. You had to wait your turn. So it's all about being an adult out here. Sometimes truck drivers, they'll, be courteous and try to let people in, but for the most part, a lot of drivers not trying to do that. They just trying to, keep someone from getting in front of them. So we never released that four-wheeler mindset and jumped into a 18-wheeler mindset. We have what is it, 70 foot, 70 feet long vehicle, and we out there driving it like it's a four-wheeler. That's insane to me. I don't know why people do that, but it's no such thing as a hot load. And I'm pretty sure if you're a truck driver, you've heard that phrase plenty of times. People saying that it's no such thing as a hot load, and people have a tendency to do it anyway. So um, we're just gonna go over some key principles to defensive driving before we move on to with lowering the RPMs. So awareness is a major thing. Being alert, watching your surroundings, knowing who around you, what that vehicle on side of you gonna do, whether it's gonna pass you, it's gonna slow down, it's gonna get behind you, it's gonna jump in front of you. Like, you just have to expect the unexpected. You have to, I guess you could say, you have to expect worst case scenario. You have to anticipate somebody gonna jump in front of you, no matter what. Um, Not only just jump in front of you, but once they get in front of you, they have a tendency to slow down, hit brakes. Some of them have a tendency to almost cut your truck completely off and hit the front of your truck. So awareness plays as a major part in trucking. Not just for trucking. Driving in your personal vehicle, you still have to be alert, because we got some drivers out there that you ask yourself the question of how did they get a driver's license, or what are they doing on the road. So the next one is anticipation. It goes along with awareness. So anticipating the unexpected, you want to watch you know for people that coming out of a parking lot, you know jump right in front of you, assuming that you're supposed to stop, even though you had the right of way. And sometimes you try not to think that people think this way, and you try to give them the benefit of the doubt and say, okay, I know this person see me coming, or I know this person not gonna jump in front of me. But people still do that, no matter what, no matter how much you try to resist someone from doing it, they still do it. And it's sometimes it's hard, it's out of your control. You know, sometimes getting into an accident, like, you could do everything possible and still get into an accident. Like, you could do everything possible to avoid an accident. But I mean, you ain't gotta be high gun ho and like, okay, I'm not gonna let this person get in front of me, hit the gas, like start serving in between lanes. Like, it's for me, it's not that serious, because I'm trying to get to a destination, They trying to get to a destination. They not knowing what the truck can do. Heck, shoot, they're not even knowing what their own car could do. So they think they are in a NASCAR, on a NASCAR racetrack, you know. But moving on, the next one is safe following distance. Everybody know the rule: 3 to 4 seconds between you and another vehicle. Truck drivers, we go with 6 seconds to give us enough time because we're dealing with air. So it takes longer for us to stop because we're dealing with air. The air have to shoot from the front of the truck to the rear of the truck. So that's if you don't have no air, then you have no brakes. So that's why DOT be like very on point with like checking, make sure you don't have no air leaks because they don't want you to be on the road and not have no brakes. And if you don't know that this truck can cause a major, it can cause some major destruction. I know people seen the videos where 18 wheelers that ran into someone, 18 wheelers that ran into a brick building. You know, most of the time that truck gonna win. Like that truck gonna go straight through that brick building like it wasn't even standing there. So our trucks are made to pull heavy loads. So we have more power on our truck than a regular, car, a four wheeler. So speed management, like I said, everybody out there think they're in NASCAR racing. They gotta, push that pedal to the floor, see how fast it could go. They like to zip zag and cut through lanes and like pretty much doing daredevil stuff. They want to see, especially like you could tell the ones that really have that mindset because you can look at their vehicles. Like you can literally look at their vehicles and know, okay, this person have a tendency of cutting somebody off or get in front of somebody, slamming on brakes, something of that sort to where it'll cause an accident. You know, it's it's clear. You just got to be aware of it and know exactly what you're looking for. So most trucks are governed at 65 miles an hour. That means that's the fastest the truck can go. So if you climbing a hill, like that's the fastest that truck gonna go. Once you hit that crease of that hill, that truck gonna start slowing down, and there's nothing else you could do about it. So that's what we're gonna cover more in about when I get into lowering the RPMs of the trucks. So let's go over some of the techniques for defensive driving. The first one, avoiding distractions. Everyone know that distraction is a major key factor in driving. Whether you're looking at the phone, you eating, um, messing with the radio, anything that could take your mind off the road. That is distraction. When you're on the road, you got to make sure your mind is focused on the road at all times because that take away from you being aware. It take away from your anticipation. It take away from you being alert. So it deducts a whole bunch of things and it causes you to get into an accident that could have been prevented. And every truck driver know about that word prevention, a preventable accident. Every truck driver know about that. Whether you knew or you experienced driver out here, you done heard that phrase preventable accident. Checking blind spots. Even if you're in your regular car, you got to check your blind spots. The only difference is with an 18 wheeler, our blind spots is more dead set than yours. Meaning it's hard sometimes for us to see out that passenger side to know if a vehicle sitting right on side of us. So that's why we have all these mirrors, and even with all these mirrors, we still not 100% sure that a vehicle is not on side of us. So that's why it's important, if you're gonna pass the truck up, go ahead and pass the truck up. Don't linger on side of that truck, because if you linger on side of that truck, then there go the accident. We're given different strategies that we could use as far as slowing down, speeding up, um, signaling, but all that could be for nothing if we got a driver on the road that's, I hate to say it, but be out there just want to cause an accident. Like they have nothing better to do but cause an accident. And a lot of these accidents can be avoided if people just pay attention to the road. They pay attention to their surroundings. We don't have no problems. So you want to check your blind spots as best as possible as you could. Using signals, I just went over that a little bit. Using signals is very imperative. It let people know your intention, but sometimes putting a signal on make people want to drive faster for some reason. You go into Chicago, soon as you put your signal on, everybody turning like they go from 0 to 100. They said, oh no, this person just signaled that they about to get over. I need to speed up. So I'm like, I don't know what else to tell you, as far as the signaling, because if you don't put your signal on and you get in an accident, you're in the wrong. If you put your signal on and you get in an accident, you're still in the wrong. Because one thing they're gonna say is, well, you're the professional driver. Four wheelers, you know, they put their signal on, they got a little more squeeze room than we have. Remember, we got a 70-foot vehicle that we're trying to get over. So they tell us about owning a lane. So owning a lane is when you put your nose into a lane. So that's pretty much like, you know, um, boss hogging the road. Like, hey, I put my signal on. Um, Let me put my nose in to let you know that I'm getting over no matter what. That's called boss hogging the road. Um, the next one, yield when necessary. So everybody's seen that little sign, that upside down triangle that say yield. Nobody pays attention to that. They think that sign is invincible. Like nobody, I don't even believe nobody even know the signs that sit right down side of the on ramp that say yield. I see the sign and it's amazing to me when I'm approaching an on ramp how many people just don't yield. They just keep going. You get to a certain point on that on ramp and you able to see what vehicles are coming. So either you're gonna slow down, watch and see if that vehicle gonna move over, which you're supposed to move over on the other side of the on ramp. All vehicles supposed to be getting over to the left lane to allow on oncoming traffic to get onto the interstate from the on ramp. That's how it's supposed to be. That's how it used to be. And I notice a lot of people don't do that no more. They drive like it's not a rule to the road. But truck driving has rules. One of them, I hate to say it, but driving in the middle lane. Like for some reason, all truck drivers think that's the cruising lane. They got big white signs on the left side of the road that tell you slower traffic, keep to the right. So, like I said, I don't know why everybody think that lane is. I don't even know why they even teaching that. But benefits of defensive driving: you improve safety. Now, I could give you companies out there a heads up and a takeaway that most of you guys already know, but you refuse to do it, and then you wonder why your safety scores are going down. Your CSA scores are going down, and you keep getting, pinged with safety violations, and that sums it up in one word: money. Like you get in an accident, your fault, you got to pay whoever the person that your truck hit. So why not figure a way to give it to the driver to try to increase your safety? Giving a safety monthly safety bonus, it helps encourage drivers to stay safe out there. So that's one way you can improve your safety. For those who know but act like they don't know, they just don't want to get the money to the truck drivers for whatever reason, and I think it's a crazy reason not to. If you want to improve your safety, cost saving, that'll help with the cost saving. Like you have to, money motivates. I know they ain't heard that. All businessmen heard that. Money motivates. If I want to motivate somebody, I'm gonna give them some money. I'm gonna say, okay, look, I'm gonna pay you, you know, 60 to $150 a month bonus if you can make sure you don't get no DOT violations, you don't get no accidents, like you don't get no tickets. Like you'll be surprised how how quick your safety score go down. Like, but for some reason, like companies try to just hold on to that cash as much as possible. Legal protection, okay, that goes along with accidents. Defensive driving, it helps save legal costs, lawsuits. Like, it, I mean, the number adds up. So you want to talk about, um, you had this major overhead, you paying all this money out for accidents, and because people have no motivation. That's why. So if you want to motivate people, start giving out bonuses. That I give it. I tell you what, try it for 90 days. Try it for 90 days. If you don't like the results of it, you could cancel it. You could say, well, we're not giving out bonuses no more because it didn't work, like for whatever reason. But if it worked, if you see the improvement, then you know what you got to keep doing. I guess a lot of these companies want to pay for their big houses and cars and lavish vacations and, just go out, go all out with you know, their money or whatever. But you see what it's going to cost you in the end. It's going to cost you more than you paying that driver. So common challenges and how to overcome them. Dealing with aggressive driving. Everybody's seen the aggressive drivers. They're right on your tail. They flashing your high beams at you. They driving with high beams on. Like I know a lot of people don't realize that that's part of aggressive driving, but that's part of aggressive driving. You driving with your high beams on. That's if you can't see, why are you on the road? So like I said, that's part of aggressive driving. So I'm gonna try to speed up here and try to move a little quick because I'm running out of time. Might have to get to recapping lower RPMs on the next episode. Um, Driving in bad weather, snow, um, rain, fog. Like Mother Nature has a way to keep us humble. When those things hit, you ain't got no other choice but to slow down. Uh, your alert level like skyrocket because you trying to make sure you don't get into an accident, you don't hit nobody, you don't run off the road. Like so, it's that's some I guess you could say like that's some excellent um ways of overcoming these, you know, driving in bad weather. Managing fatigue also. When you tired, pull over and rest. Why are you struggling to stay up? Like I said before, there's no such thing as a high load. Pull off of the road. I don't care what your dispatcher say. I don't care what your company say. Get off the road. If they got a problem with that, contact safety. Safety gonna contact them, and they will give you a nice, polite phone call after that, saying, "Go ahead and get your rest. We'll pick it up tomorrow." So people underestimate what safety is. Like when you have you're supposed to have safety on speed dial. You know these dispatchers out here, they looking for new drivers that don't know how the game is played. But I'm gonna tell you how the game is played. You got a problem with any safety problem, you contact safety. The It's in his name, safety. Like if you tell your dispatcher and he's trying to push you to move a load, and you tell that dispatcher, well, I'm just gonna contact safety and see what they say. They're gonna change their whole perspective of things because the safety works for the company. They don't work for nobody else. Their whole job is to make sure the company do not lose money. And getting in an accident, do what? You losing money. So I know a lot of people might not realize that, but you're losing money when you have these safety accidents, and I'm talking about millions of dollars. I ain't talking about no $1,000 or $2,000, $5,000. I'm talking about millions of dollars in lawsuits. And who got to pay for it? Why you think truck drivers lose their job once they find out that it was a driver fault? They don't stay on the job. You know, trucker get in an accident and it's driver fault. That truck driver loses his job, and he have a hard time finding another job afterwards because now you are a higher risk to the insurance companies. So take heed to what I'm saying. Listening to a experienced truck driver, I have over 15 years in driving, and I know what I'm talking about out here on this road. I done did it all: flatbedding, reefer, drive van, roll offs, garbage trucks. I done did it all. So I could talk from experience on here. But that concludes the show. Um, like I said, I'm gonna have to go back into the RPMs. Next episode ran over my time here. Uh, but yeah, thanks for tuning in to Trucker Overhaul podcast. I hope to see y'all next time, and we'll have fun on this channel. We talk about a lot of different trucking obstacles that truck drivers deal with, and you can even use it in your vehicle too. So the things you're learning while driving trucks, you can use while you're in your regular car. Thank you. Follow us on YouTube, LinkedIn. We on all social medias. We even on TikTok. So thanks for tuning in. I'll catch you guys next time.
I'm rolling down the highway, mile after mile. Life on the road, it's a whole different style. Stories from the blacktop, tales to be told from the wheel of a rig where the nights get cold. I'm on a CB, the radio's clear. Trucker to trucker, let me tell you what you'll hear. From breakdowns to big loads, life on the run. Welcome to the world where the work's never done. This is Trucker Overhaul, over and out. Hit the road hard, that's what it's all about. From coast to coast, let's turn the wheels around. Join the convoy, hear that engine sound. This is Trucker Overhaul, over and out. Hit the road hard, that's what it's all about. From coast to coast, let's turn the wheels around. Join the convoy, hear that engine sound. This is Trucker Overhaul, over and out. Over and out. Tune in, sit tight, grab that cup of joe. Hear the stories of the road from those who know. Long haul, short hauls, the ups and downs. It's a trucker's life where the rubber meets the ground. This is Trucker Overhaul, over and out. Hit the road hard, that's what it's all about. From coast to coast, let's turn the wheels around. Join the convoy, hear that engine sound. This is Trucker Overhaul, over and out. Hit the road hard, that's what it's all about. From coast to coast, let's turn the wheels around. Join the convoy, hear that engine sound. This is Trucker Overhaul, over and out. Over and out.